Could you please give us your name?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
What was the crime of which you were convicted?
Counts one, soliciting prostitution and procuring a minor for prostitution.
In the shadows of high society where power meets privilege, lurked a predator who for decades carried out his unthinkable acts. His name, now synonymous with scandal and perversion, Jeffrey Epstein.
Mr. Epstein, how long have you been sexually attracted to underage minor females?
Objection, harassing, argumentative. Are you kidding?
His story is not just one of personal depravity, it's a chilling tale of systemic failure, a testament to how those with wealth and influence can manipulate the system to hide their darkest secrets. But the truth always has a way of coming to light. Born in 1953, Epstein grew up in a working-class Brooklyn neighborhood. A college dropout, his life took a turn when he was hired at the elite Dalton School. It was here that he began to taste the opulence of the affluent, but also where the first allegations of inappropriate behavior surfaced. His rise was rapid.
Filed by Virginia Roberts against you. Isn't it true, sir, that a friend of yours sent you 3 12-year-old females for you to sexually abuse on one of your birthdays?
Form argumentative.
By the 1980s, Epstein had positioned himself as a financier serving billionaires. The rich and powerful were his clients, his friends. His sprawling mansion in Palm Beach and his private island in the Caribbean were playgrounds for the elite, but also, as we would later learn, the stages for his horrifying offenses. The first public accusations against Epstein came to light in 2005 when Palm Beach police were alerted to his actions. Yet despite compelling evidence, Epstein escaped with a mere slap on the wrist, a plea deal that has since been widely criticized for its leniency. This was not justice, it was a mockery of it.
The women's voices were not heard, even though they all gave this very powerful testimony in the police report over and over and over again, telling the same story. Jeffrey Epstein got off with basically a slap on the wrist.
The predator was once again free to hunt. In the crystal clear waters of the Caribbean lies Little St. James, an idyllic private island that has since been tainted by its association with Epstein. Deceptively serene, it was in this seclusion that some of Epstein's most horrendous crimes were alleged to have been committed.
The whole thing about it is if I didn't go to Jeffrey, without a shadow of a doubt, my life would have gone a different way.
A haven for the elite, the island was a facade hiding a sinister nature. The island, known by some as Pedophile Island or Orgy Island, was a playground for the rich and powerful. High-profile guests, from politicians to celebrities, were frequent visitors, though many have since distanced themselves from Epstein and his island of horrors. But it's the secrecy that surrounds the island that truly sends chills down one's spine. Many of Epstein's victims reported being flown to the island on his private jet, the so-called Lolita Express. Once there, escape was near impossible. The isolation of the island, far removed from prying eyes, created an environment in which Epstein's abuse could continue unchecked. The sheer number of famous names associated with Epstein's island has led to rampant speculation and conspiracy theories.
I was living in a world of rainbows, sunshine, unicorns, butterflies. And then when this happened, it was more like you can't trust anybody.
Yet amidst the swirl of rumors, the truth remains elusive. The island, much like Epstein himself, is shrouded in darkness, its secrets closely guarded. A paradise lost, tainted by the horrors that unfolded within its shores. But Epstein's monstrous deeds could not be swept under the rug forever. In 2019, the tides turned. Fresh charges of sex trafficking were filed and Epstein was arrested. This time the world was watching, and the facade of the billionaire financier started to crumble.
Police were able to get a search warrant and go into his home to try to retrieve any relevant evidence.
So they went room to room in the house and videotaped it.
His victims, no longer silent, began to speak out, sharing their harrowing experiences. Their courage, their resilience was a beacon of light in the gloom of Epstein's transgressions. They had lived through the unimaginable, but their stories, their voices, became their power. Yet, the saga took an unexpected turn. On August 10, 2019, Epstein was found dead in his cell. Epstein's death in August 2019 sent shockwaves around the world. The circumstances surrounding his demise, ruled officially as a suicide, fueled a torrent of speculation and conspiracy theories. His abrupt end, while in federal custody, raised questions that continue to echo through the halls of public discourse. One such theory suggests that Epstein, with his vast wealth and connections, faked his own death to escape justice. A preposterous notion, some say. But in a case riddled with systemic failures and power play, the seed of doubt was sown.
I don't know, I just don't see him committing suicide. I just don't. I think he was too important to too many people. He held all the secrets to so many people, and he always said that.
Was Epstein's death the final act in a drama of his own design? Another speculation posits a more sinister scenario. Epstein was silenced to prevent him from revealing damaging information about other high-profile individuals involved in his illicit activities. The list of Epstein's associates was full of the world's elite, adding fuel to the fires of conspiracy. The theories are numerous, the evidence mostly circumstantial, yet they persist, driven by a collective sense of dissatisfaction with the official narrative and a lingering suspicion that justice was not served. Even now, years after Epstein's death, the full extent of his network remains a chilling enigma. His associates, including British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, have since faced legal scrutiny, a sign that justice, though late, is still possible. We may never fully understand the depths of Epstein's depravity. The case of Jeffrey Epstein is a tale of unchecked power and corruption, of innocence stolen and justice delayed.